CLA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Staples Center, downtown Los Angeles. The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, Baca is out there with Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at point guard. Now, here is George. In the backcourt matchup tonight, Brent, definitely high-powered at the point guard position in particular. Much more scoring expected than in decades past.
I think guys have the green light, Kevin, to fire away at the first available opportunity. The offense isn't taught the same way with orchestrators at the point guard position. Now guys are looking to be overly aggressive with their scoring prowess and to try to make plays sometimes feels secondary. That's a really nice stroke. Paul George set up nicely, great release, and big-time shot there.
Here's Powell. Lays it up and banks it in.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now, here is Morris. Outside Leonard. Powell with the steal. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. It's rebounded by Leonard. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. It's a three-point game. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. They get a hand on it. Covington with the steal. And a wide open look for McCollum. The Trailblazers rebound. Kanter finds McCollum. From outside, off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And Morris throws it down.
When you're a veteran player like Paul George, you understand that even 24 seconds is a long time. Great patience to wait for that play.
Now, here's Covington. Three-pointer, Lillard. They grab their own miss.
Well, a missed box out and an easy tip in, but it's because of the activity as the ball is going up, finding yourself in the right spot, just using some effort.
George against McCollum. Leonard on the wing. The three doesn't go that time. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to. And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit more on their radar after knocking down something like that.
Now here's McCollum. 11 feet away. Goes up the baseline. Goes back up. Takes the three. They shoot again. Nobody near Lillard. And he hits it to tie the game up.
Well, he's effective in the catch and shoot dating back to his college days. Lillard has brought that skill to the pros.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Leonard draws the double. Beverly wide open. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Three-pointer, Lillard, and another three for Portland.
Aggressive and incredibly quick end-to-end. Lillard is always a threat on the fast break.
George dishes to Ibaka. Now Morris. Pass to George. 6 on the shot clock. Over McCollum. This one for three. And there's Paul George on the assist by Beverly. George has got 8 points.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Lillard against Beverly. In the corner, Powell with it. Leonard with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's George. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Damian Lillard.
Paul George does a great job changing speeds right there, and that's a huge part of his athleticism. Takes it strong to the cup and just daring a defender to come at him.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Leonard. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Lillard. That one rolling around and rims out.
The defense better tighten up on the mid-range there. Much. Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
To stop the run, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. Back right after the...
I think in the past, anytime I got into a rhythm and had it.
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn, if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Yeah, defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Anthony. And it's Simons in at the 2 guard.
And, you know, if you only look at the box score for Zach Collins, then you're missing the whole picture. He's a terrific defender.
I agree with you, GA. I think his scoring is going to come, but obviously they have potent guard play, and that's not much needed. What is needed is on the interior, him being active as a big man and defending around the rim. That is something that Zach Collins is capable of doing.
Here's Jackson. Batum trying to break loose. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Greg, you're the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it. And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And good that time.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. Pass to Kennard. Here's Zubats. Just 4 to shoot. Back to Kennard. Lets it go with the 3. And the rebound by Nurkic. Kennard against Jones. Hollis Jefferson passes to Nurkic. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
They are just killing them on the interior.
George against Jones. And George kicks to Batum. Launches it. And it's George missing.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Hollis Jefferson passes to McCollum. 3-pointer. It's Reggie Jackson with the rebound.
Frozen. Guy is just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Back to Zubats. Now the pass to Kennard. Here's the 3. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
And here's McCollum. Dishes to Nurkic. Back to McCollum. Shoots it. It's hauled in by Zubats.
Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
Portland trailing here. The 3 from McCollum. It's a hand on it. Great positioning on the putback. Hollis Jefferson's got his first points of the game. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
A nice shot by George.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Portland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. The 3 from McCollum. There it is, only a second basket. He's missed 8. That's a sad 20%.
As CJ's saying, not so fast. I'm not letting you get away from us tonight. There's the return payback 3.
George with no one around. Off target from outside.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
Jackson kicks to Zubats. 24 seconds left to play in the first half. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. All going up court. Again, the Trailblazers score.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
It's Jackson with the drive. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jackson's got 4 points this quarter.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
And thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope the first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They only had a couple rough stretches. And that...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
And the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
Yeah, he keeps tracking down those spots behind the three-point line and finding some open opportunities.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade. for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Marcus Morris is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Leonard in at the 3.
And McCollum has done a lot to improve his impact on the defensive end. Very active with his hands and how he challenges shots.
Well, the blocks numbers last year jumped up a bit. That's kind of a nice indicator of what you're talking about, GA. And he just doesn't get tired. And if he can give some more on the defensive end like he's shown, it's going to help out the team.
I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable, and there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back 3, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer. Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. CJ McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
Man, I love that list. You're right on. Simons, he's checked in for CJ McCollum. Pass to Beverly. Back to George. Leonard on the wing. With a step back. He squares up and sinks it. Leonard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Count on Kawhi Leonard to work as much as he needs to get to the spots on the floor where he can be successful. He's a good shooter from mid-range.
Here's Lillard, and the rejection by Ibaka. Here's George, and trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Lillard with the bucket.
Okay, good game plan. Start the second half. 3 of 4 so far from the field.
Outside, George. Pass to Leonard. Leonard draws the double. Stolen away. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Foul for 3. Leonard with the steal. Passes it to Beverly. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Damian Lillard.
Beverly just motivated every night to get out here, to play, to compete. He hustles and wants to make it really tough on anybody that's on the opposing side of things.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for George. Lillard outside. There's the dish to Covington. To the inside. Cantor kicks to Powell. 6 to shoot. Lillard from outside. Rebound by the Clippers.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Leonard the pass to Morris. The feed to Ibaka. And stolen by Lillard. The pass to Cantor. Covington dishes to Powell. From 13. No good on the shot. A bit long that time for Los Angeles. They've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Kennard's shot is off. Portland leading. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. The shake. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. The Trailblazers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. The first one falls. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for the Clippers. Reggie Jackson comes in for Patrick Beverly. Portland also making some changes. Collins comes in for Enes Kanter. And Carmelo Anthony has subbed in for Lillard. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
Collins controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Collins has got the lead up to 5 now for the Trailblazers.
Now Collins continues to play hard and determined to get inside to make it happen.
Morris into the lane, and Morris throws it down.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
The shot by Powell, no good. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field.
And not a next-level athlete, but Morris has the ability to face up and beat his man off the dribble.
Simons, the pass to Powell. Here's Simons, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Anthony, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 3.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And the shot goes in.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
Powell, the pass to Simons. Kicks it to Collins. Powell with it, up in time, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Trailblazers lead by 1. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, Derek Jones is out there with Anthony. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. Then it's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And it's McCollum in at the 1. Back to Hollis-Jefferson. Down low. It's stolen by Ibaka. Beverly finds Ibaka. Here's Morris. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. And here they go. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Melo showing that he's still got it down there, gets enough space to get up and get to the rim.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Here's George. And again, no good by the Clippers. Trailblazers leading by 3. For the finish. Pulls up. The putback. It's good on the putback.
It's been their Achilles heel defensively. They just have not been able to control that backboard.
Beverly up top. He is guarded by McCollum. Morris outside. But they'll get another chance. George against Nurkic. And the wide open shot from Morris. Hollis-Jefferson with the rebound. Hollis-Jefferson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Portland moving the ball around. Anthony, the pass to Nurkic. Jones looking for an opening. Serge Ibaka pulls it in. Ibaka's got 4 rebounds in this game. On the wing, George. He's guarded by Nurkic. Outside, George. Had the space there, but it's offline. And it's Jones with the ball for Portland. Here's McCollum. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Trailblazers lead by 7.
Now Nurkic does a great job just keeping the motor running.
And the Clippers call time here.
And Coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high-efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Teron Lue's huddle. He said, guys, we don't want to play hero ball. We don't want to take threes that aren't there. There are better options when you run the offense all the way through. Kevin, we'll see if they can make that adjustment.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Lillard misses. Clippers trail by 5. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Go ahead and lead him, Paul George. Stepping up, a huge shot at this moment in the game.
Now, here's Lillard. And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter. And the second chance effort by McCollum.
Man, he was a go-to guy in crunch time in college, and McCollum now has developed that reputation here in the league.
And George kicks to Morris. George against McCollum. Leonard on the wing. Outside for George. Ibaka drawing the double team. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Trailblazers leading by 5. We've got 1:13 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Puts up a 3. With the tip, and Kanter able to finish. And it's a 7-point Portland lead.
And it's not a secret. Kanter is a major factor on the offensive glass thanks to his size, strength, and excellent hand.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Covington finds Lillard. From downtown, hits the 3-point bomb. Lillard's got the lead up to 10 now for the Trailblazers.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
Ibaka, and Ibaka slams it in.
And with those smooth strides of his, Ibaka able to beat the defenders to the punch on that dribble drive.
Well, this one is winding down now. Portland can watch the clock run out. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Leonard with the steal. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. No good. So the Trailblazers win it. They keep. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. The bright lights and tall buildings of downtown Los Angeles setting the scene for us here. So the Nets starting 5. Joe Harris is out there with Durant. Then there's Griffin. Then it's Harden. And it's Irving in at the shooting guard. And for the Clippers, Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George. And it's Ibaka in at the center position. Now here's Harden. Outside, KD. The three-pointer, no good. Ibaka looking for an opening. Outside, George. Off target from three-point range.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
Here's Irving after the basket by Los Angeles. In the corner, Harden. No good with the triple.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Got that bucket in no time at all. George has got 5 now.
Yeah, Patrick Beverley making it easy for his teammate to score.
Outside Irving. There's the feed to KD. The kick out to Irving. Harris passes to Irving. 5 to shoot. Baseline J on the way. That shot by Griffin, no good.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
George with no one around. Offensive rebound. No good there. For Brooklyn, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Leonard with no one around. That ball's nice speed that time from George.
Well, Kawhi Leonard put in the time to become a big-time threat from range. That is beautiful.
Harden scanning the floor. Pass to Irving. Will it go? Rebound by the Clippers.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
KD, that's for 2. And that one hits back iron.
Normally he'll drill that shot, and I'm sure they'll look to find him in that spot again.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
Harris drives in. Got a hand on it.
Wow, Patrick Beverley, barely 6 feet. Send it back, young Patrick.
Leonard, a good look. And that one's on target from the wing. He has 5. Greg, is a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to is really paramount.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Clippers. Reggie Jackson comes in for Patrick Beverly. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Green's checked in. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Luke Kennard comes in for George. Jordan, he's checked in for the Nets. Now here's Durant. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
Boy, it's been a struggle in this quarter, and the team needs more from him. There's no doubt.
Nets trail by 5. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Harden finds Harris. Bangs home the trifecta.
Catch and shoot. Is that Joe Harris's specialty? I think it is.
There's 45 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's Jackson. Kicks it out to Leonard. And Jordan sends it back.
This is not the guy you want in your zip code when the ball is going up. DeAndre Jordan twice on the pipes.
KD dishes to Harden. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Here's KD. Again, the Nets for 2.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Jackson with it. That will count. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. It's all tied here in Los Angeles. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And recently, Kevin.
I think we get a lot of teams' best shot.
And Greg, it's one of the great challenges of being one of the teams to beat.
But that's the difference with a superstar like Durant. He can give you elite play from start to finish. Lesser guys can do that only in spurts.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they were the much more physical team.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. They've got Green. He's out there with Brown. And it's Dinwiddie in at the shooting guard position. Here's Irving. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot.
Well, Kyrie Irving, if you're open, he will find you. This guy is a scorer, but he understands others have got to come along with him.
Jackson finds Kennard. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Nets. Trailing by 2. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Look, as you see it so often, Kyrie Irving's speed makes him easy to foul.
For the Clippers, Serge Ibaka has checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And George is subbed in for Kennard.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Dinwiddie against Jackson, and it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And the Clippers making a change here. Beverly's checked in, and a switch here for Brooklyn. Harden's checked in. Passes to Brown. In the corner, Harden. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Beverly wide open. Los Angeles with another miss. For Brooklyn, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Morris with the rebound.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Now, here's George. He's got 5. And it's George finishing it off.
And some nights as a defender, you just shake your head because Paul George uses his outstanding reach to get through the defense.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. And it's blocked. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverly. Harden the pass to Claxton. 4 on the shot clock. Dinwiddie kicks to Green. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Morris outside. Shoots the 3. Takes a 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Now it's a 5-point Clipper lead.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Harden outside. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. Pass to Brown. Back to Dinwiddie. Here's Claxton. Here's Harden, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Brooklyn making some changes. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Kevin Durant comes in for Brown. And Harris subbed in for Dinwiddie. Durant against George. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's on Kevin Durant.
There are nights where it's impossible to stop Paul George. He is such a strong guy who knows how to convert through these plays.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. And a change for the Nets. Irving's checked in for James Harden. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's KD. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
I think Kevin Durant prides himself on doing everything at an elite level. And really, think about how he's improved his defense in the prime of his career.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Zubats is checked in. Beverly the pass to Morris. 56 seconds left here in the second. Shots good by Ibaka.
And beginning to take charge of this game. This could be a crucial point.
Well, working hard, building out a small lead, but you can't afford any kind of letdown here.
Now here's Irving. Left side Durant. And that one goes long.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Drops in the tray.
I'll tell you, KD has such a beautiful looking stroke. He's been doing that at an elite level.